address the city's water challenges. Residents say most areas go for days without water. It's alleged the municipality deliberately cuts off the water supply to give business to private water tankers owned by councilors and influential business people in Polokwane. All right, we have Rutendo standing by for us. Rutendo, a very good morning. Just give us an update. What is the water situation like at the moment in the greater province, but specifically where you are this morning?
Yes, Desiree, you know, load shedding very much part of our lexicon as South African, and here in Polokwane it's not just about electricity, it's also about water. You know, the last few weeks have been very tough. You know, I'm a citizen of this city and I've experienced that. When you go home, you open your tap and water comes running. You know, you see the excitement because it's been very scarce, you know, and that's a very essential part of our lives as people. And you know, this morning the Polokwane municipality called a press conference just to keep people on the loop in as far as what is going on. Now, it was a bombshell, I can tell you, Desiree. They announced that they will be exercising when it comes to water supply and probably for the next 24 months. And now by municipal manager Dihape Makobe, who's going to give us more on what he's been saying this morning at that press conference. I can say that you just drop a bombshell today, you know, about load shedding when it comes to water here. Just talk to us about it briefly.
Thank you very much. The city of Polokwane receives its water from Ebenezer Dam. Ebenezer Dam, according to the National Department of Water Affairs, is below 20%. With that level of water in the Ebenezer Dam, the Department of Water Affairs has imposed restrictions on the amount of water that can be abstracted from that dam. What that restriction means, they have reduced almost by half the amount of water that Lepelle Northern Water the dam purify and send into Polokwane. With that reduction in the water supply, as a city we had to act responsible to make sure that at least the cities of the city and the rural areas can have supply of water. So we will start by switching our outlet from the reservoirs. Also, we'll start shutting off water supply on certain days in the rural areas that get the supply of water from the Ebenezer scheme. We'll also do the same Olifants Poor scheme. Both schemes, apart from the restrictions imposed by the department, we also have challenges of aging infrastructure, consistent water pipelines, pump failures, or challenges that are experienced by the Lepelle Water Board, especially the turbidity of the water in the Olifants River once it rains. Now, given those challenges that we experience, and the major one, of course, in the past 2 weeks was the whole question of load shedding by ESCOM. Load shedding affects our purification plants, and the moment we stop the purification of water in the plant, the water will take all 6 hours after they start the plant to reach the city. So load shedding has affected us a lot, and some high-lying areas in the city were not getting supply of water. Reservoirs will almost be empty. And as a city, we then decided that we need to make sure that we share that available little water in the system among all the citizens of the city. So from 8 o'clock in the evening, we'll switch off water supply. We'll also switch off water supply to certain rural areas on certain days so that we can accumulate more water in the reservoirs that supply the citizens of Polokwane. But as a city, by March, it's not 24 months. We are left with very few months. It's less than 12 months. By March next year, we will have 20 megaliter from underground resources. We are busy finishing the building of purification plant to purify water from the boreholes around the city. The lines are almost complete. So by March next year, additional 20 megaliters of water will be available in the system. However, this situation can change. If Mother Nature can give us rain in the coming months or two, and the water level, especially at improves, then we can go back to normal. But we are imposing this because of the restriction that has been imposed on the abstraction of water from the dam.
Okay, and lastly, you talk about Polokwane being a sprawling metropolitan. It's growing every day, I mean, all the time. What is the long-term solution?
Look, the long-term solution, one, is bringing that additional 20 megaliter from under reserves around the city from boreholes. Secondly, we are going to do what we call wastewater reclamation. We are going to take water out of our sewer plants, purify that water, bring the water into the system. Thirdly, we are busy testing the availability of water from the Mahobaskloof area from some dolomite called Malmani dolomite. According to engineers, we will get additional 20 megaliters of water. So combining all these sources, they will give us close to 60 megaliters of water per day, which will be the equivalent of what we currently receive from Lepelle Northern. Long-term solution is there. By March next year, we will have almost half of what we currently receive from Lepelle Northern Board coming out of our own sources as a municipality.
Thank you so much, MM. Very much appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Jester. Yes, of rain. It is raining around the province, and we're hoping that the dams will. Of course, rise. You know, I've seen Ebenezer Dam, that one of the dams that supply water here in Polokwane, it's been very low. I think around 27%.
Rutendo, this conversation about the water shortages sometimes being manufactured to benefit business people who want to provide water to people. Have we seen any law enforcement around this? Have we seen activity in terms of law enforcement around this conversation?
Well, look, what we have seen, of course, as one of the factors that is contributing to lack of water here is that people are connecting pipes of water illegally. And when we ask, especially law enforcement, about it, what are they doing about it? They don't seem to be. They don't seem to be doing. They seem to be doing nothing about it. And also, there's been protest around the issue. Just yesterday, there was protest in Sishuhi, people protesting, shutting down businesses and almost shutting down schools, and there's some violent protest, but you could see the availability there of law enforcement people. Desiree.
Rutendo, thank you so much for that update. Rutendo Bobodi is coming to us from Polokwane, the municipality center.